Okay, guys, we are live now. And let me split you just a second. Guys, if you feel uncomfortable in the small rooms, type me here on the chat, okay? Present yourself, your name, your age, your city. Choose a leader to read the questions and enjoy the conversation, okay? At 5:45, I see you. Bye-bye, guys. So let me see. Okay. So Gabriela, Leandra, Antonia, Rafael, and Paulo. Paulo, today you stay here with me, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Oh, no problem. So let's start. Leandra, can you present yourself, please?
Yeah, I can. Hello, everyone. My name is Leandra. I'm 22 years old. I live in Paraíba, in a little small town, very little. I'm actually a student. I'm psychology course, close to the end, but not so close. And it's a pleasure to be here. You will see my brother speak, but it's okay. It always is like that. So sorry.
No problem, no problem. Thank you, Leandra. Antonia, hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Can you present yourself, please?
Okay. I'm Antonia. I'm 19 and I live in Para. And I am a student of the journalism.
Oh, a good major. Thank you, Antonia.
Thank you.
And Rafael, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello. I'm 28 years old and I'm living in Santa Catarina in countryside. Yeah, that is all.
That's all. Thank you. Paulo, it's your time.
Hello, guys. My name is Paulo. I'm 33 years old. I'm from São Paulo, and yeah, I'm already finished my graduation, and now I'm just studying English and Spanish sometimes. So thank you for receiving me here.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you here, man. We are family here.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And Gabriela, hello. I don't know you, Gabriela. I don't know.
I don't know you too. Hello, guys. My name is Gabriela. I am 21 years old. I live in Minas Gerais, a city called Belo Horizonte. I'm biomedicine student. I also finished the course. And yeah, I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. And I love this subject and I'm excited about it.
I could see that. It's hard, guys. I was trying to explain you in English. And as you know, my English is not so good because I'm studying as you are studying, guys. So it's hard to me to explain.
Go stop.
No, stop you. I make a lot of mistakes. So guys, I presented myself before, but one more time, my name is Eduarda. Everybody calls me Duda, so I'm Duda. There's no problem. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. And I love this subject too. and I'm here to enjoy the conversation. I'm learning English. I'm improving my English skills. And I'm learning English by myself for about 4 years, I think. 3? No, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So let's start, guys, with the questions. Paulo, there is no right answer, okay? There is just your point of view, my point of view. So you can share what you think. And yeah, let's be respectful and start this conversation. So the first question, do you know the little Albert experiment and how did you find out? How did you find out? How did you discover that? So let me see, Leandra, can you start again, please?
I list a little about. I also read some textbooks because I'm psychology course, so we discover a little about that. And when you are studying about basic process, cognitive basic process, also when we are studying about learning, because behaviorist theories are very important to learning, to understand better about learning. And also, if you are in a degree, a college that have licenciatura, you learn a little about behaviorism. So Palom, Watson, Skinner, you list a lot about this. So basically is that.
I'm just a high school student, but I think that it's so interesting. It's so interesting to have a psychologist here, biomedical, is that right? Biomedical is the word? I don't know what is the word, but yeah. So, and Gabriela, and you, how did you find out? How did you discover that?
Well, like Leandra, I found out it in college too. Like in the beginning of my college, my physiologist teacher talking about that to explain how the behaviors is and use the chemistry, and it's so cool. And yeah, since now, like 3 years ago, I never know about it, the experiment. And when I started in college, my mind opened and I think, oh my, okay, now I understand science, the past science. Like, okay, it's a little strange, it's not fair, but yeah, it's a past science. And I use this experiment in some words I do, like in some words in my college, and well, it's so useful. It's sad, but it's very useful experiment in science.
Unfortunately, it was not necessary. I don't know if is this word, but now we can understand a lot of things because of this experiment. Unfortunately, it's the truth, you know. But yeah, thank you, Gabriela. And Paulo, how did you find out? Sorry.
To be honest, I didn't know about that. Today it was the first time that I saw this experiment, and I know now. And yeah, it's so interesting and sad at the same time.
Yeah, I recommend you can search that on the internet, and I recommend you to read a lot of things about that because it's interesting, you know. You will know about a lot of things, even in Portuguese, in English. I don't know what you prefer, but it's important in my opinion. So thank you, Paulo. And Antonia, and you.
I didn't know about this experiment, like Paulo. Me too.
Oh, So there is no problem. It's the same thing. I recommend you to read about. At the end of the meeting, I'm gonna send you a poem about that. And I think it's good to read. Thank you, Antonia and Rafael, and you. Rafael, can you hear me?
Sorry. No, I didn't know anything about it. Just on previous video.
Oh, okay. So thank you, Rafael. And guys, the second question is, what is your opinion about the experiment? Now you can talk a lot about your opinion. You can say if you agree, if you disagree with that. It's your opinion, okay? There is no right answer. So does someone want to start?
Sorry, the connection cut. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, let's move to the second question. What is your opinion about the experiment? Then I asked if someone wants to start answering this second question.
I think it was a good experiment, but as I told you, at the same time, it's horrible because I think it was good for that time because in that time past in the past, the people don't have like a lot of tools to work with like this experiment. But I think it was really good, but at the same time bad for the baby. I think the experiment can bring some bad feels for the baby, bad feelings. So phobia and many other things. And yeah, I think it's 50-50. It was good for that time, but it was really bad for the baby.
Yeah, you said everything. I totally agree with you. It's my opinion too. 50-50. I think it was good and it was bad. It was necessary, but it was terrible, you know.
Yes.
But okay, thank you. And Rafael, can you?
I don't have opinion about it because I don't know anything about it. So I don't have an opinion.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Thank you. Antonia, and you? Do you have opinion?
I agree with you. It's a little bad, but it's good because have good things and make the discover new things and for science, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Gabriela, and you?
Well, for me, I totally disagree with the experiment. But I understand the past science. Like in the past, the persons take a rat and open the rat to see. Like it's strange, but it's work. In this case, I think don't work because the experience for me show some things good for the human behavior, but in the other hand, there's so become so anxious and afraid in a child, and for me it's horrible. It's horrible. I really disagree, but I'm a scientist and I understand. Like in the past, don't have money enough. You don't have like directrices, don't have law about anything. And the war is a time to experience crazy experiments. And yeah, the science grow up because of that, of course, like psychologists, biomedicines, doctors rise in her work about this experiment. but there's a price, and a price in a baby. And for me, oh my, I really disagree that. I don't like, because of course you think, oh, it's a baby, he's forget everything. No, don't forget. Maybe when grow up, he see a rat and thinks, oh my, I have afraid a hat. Like the hat don't do anything, and the human feels so nervous and anxious about why this hat do in my home and do with my body. Yeah, your mind is so big and you have so small afraid about, you think a lot of things and you don't concentrate in one thing. And like Albert, like I don't know what is doing in her life, during life, but yeah, I think I not agree, but I understand.
I understood. It's perfect what you said, For example, the baby cannot remember the things, but for example, once he's like near from a rat, then he starts to feel a lot of things, and he don't know why he's feeling this kind of things. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Gabriela.
Like Albert don't remember, but has a camera.
Yeah.
Like the person see, and they're like, imagine the other children talking about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a long things to have, be anxious. Yeah, I really hate this experience.
It's not a good thing to think about, It's hard to think about that, but yeah. So thank you, Gabriela. Perfect. And Leandra, and you, what is your opinion?
Before I will just explain a little about this experiment. So before Watson, we have Pavlov. Pavlov is a medical. It was a medical. So what Pavlov was studied is about the stomach. I don't know in English, sorry. It's salivation. What they do is you put something that make a dog salivate, for example, meat. So we make some stomach. Yeah, you make association with meat. Meat is a stimulus that causes a biological reaction in the body. So B is a stimulus that causes reaction. So we put a neutral stimulus like a sino, the sound of a sino, and you make every time that you are present this stimulus that causes reaction, you show also the neutral stimulus, because the stimulus who are neutral will be associated with this stimulus that cause reaction. So, for example, after some times, every time that you make this with the sino, the bell, the dog will salivate, even if you don't have meat. So this is what Pavlov was doing, is a condition. The name is classical conditioning. So in English, I think it's that. I'm not sure because I studied that in Portuguese, sorry. So what I'm saying is what Watson was asking himself is, can this condition be associated with feelings, emotions? Because emotions are also biological. If you think about fear, your heart starts, your breath is different, so it's biological. So this is the main question, and we do that with our child. For example, a baby don't have fear about a spider, so you scream, "Don't touch this spider!" The baby don't will be fear of spider, but your scream, and the baby will associate your scream with the spider. Maybe this association will be good because the baby will have fear, so they don't touch, so it's good. Or maybe this baby you have so much fear that it will generalize for other animals, and they will have a phobia. This is the way that we have phobia sometimes, because we make an association because of one situation, and we make some generalization for other situations. So, and sometimes we associate this estímulo who are neutral, for example, a palhaço, with the feeling of fear. It's not, but it's very unethical. And it's really very sad. It's not sad, it's just, I think it's good that today we have this mindset of think that we need to be ethical when we are work with humans, for example, because this is a great development of society. Was a society we have this development together. We are better now, but of course in that day we have a lot of unethical science today as well. For example, if you're doing a student something and the results are not what you expect, and you change this result, or you're not clear when you are writing about your research, this is very unethical. And we have a lot of that today. Students, for example, who say, oh, white person are more smart, but they don't speak in this experiment, for example, that the white person have a better school and more money to than the other persons in this study. So we have a lot of students that are unethical, and also journalists who are speaking about these students who are very unethical, and this can be also very problematic. We still have problems with ethic in science today, but it's better. It's getting better because actually we care about. At least we care about that.
Leandra, I don't have words enough to clap you.
I don't have words too. I don't have.
I'd be fascinated.
I am speechless. I'm
Really?
speechless.
I don't have words too.
Yeah.
Just like you, Gabriela, I don't have words. I can stay here, listen to
Also,
you.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank
Also
you.
heard.
Thank you.
I
Thank
I
you.
love.
Say thank you for TNT because I'm improving my capacity of speaking here a lot.
Yeah.
Because like the difference is very huge, because
Yeah.
I'm speaking better now, like every day in Portuguese as well, because we need to explain your point of view.
I totally agree with you, Leandra. And yeah, I have the same opinion with you. And some kind of words you speak, I really don't know, because you and me studied in health, and it's similar, but in the same way, it's so complex and so far away in the others. Like, I heard you and I think, oh, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I read a lot about experiments nowadays, so unethical. Like today, 2021, like, and yeah, you will be a good psychologist. Like,
I'm sure about
psychologist.
I was sure about that. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Leandra. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you, guys. So I don't have words. I don't. Let me come back. So someone answered, right? Okay, so let's move to the third question. What is your opinion? Is everything valid when we talk about science? And then we talk about ethic too. Is everything valid, guys? In my opinion, no. but I would like to know about Paulo. Paulo, is everything valid for you?
Not at all. I think I believe we need to dose that, like, because when science hurt human's life or animal's life or whatever lives in this world, I think it's not good way to further science. I think they need to dose about the experiment, need to dose about the experience at the same time. So my answer is no, not, it's not ever valid when talk about science.
Thank you, Paulo. Perfect. Rafael, and you, what is your opinion about that? Can you hear me, man? Rafael, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Don't worry. Thank you, Rafael. And Antonia?
I agree with Paulo. It's not everything valid when I talking about science, like life, animals, people. It's not everything. Of course, there's not.
Of course. I agree with you. Thank you, Antonia. And Gabriela, and you?
No way. There are some roadblocks you don't need to pass in science. It's not everything available to be scientist or to be a good pesquisador. I don't remember the word in English, but yeah, I think you have some limits in the science, like in all the things you do in your life. Like, it's not everything valuable. Not everything you do have rules nowadays. And some persons pass the rules, but it's not fair because you joke with the other person's life. It's not fair. It's not only persons, it's animals. Like, and I think 4 months ago, the person's talking about the free animals to be health products. I don't remember. I think it's because the video about the health, it's a, yeah, and it's a limit. There is a limit. Nowadays, there's so many technologies. There's the person was so money to invest in good things, and yeah, you don't need to pass the limit to be the better. Oh my, I want to be the other Pasteur. No, Pasteur don't have money enough and use the, the things you have to be a scientist. Nowadays, it's the other reality. You have money, you have internet, you have a lot of things. If you want to be not so good, you'll be not so good. But if you search about the everything in your life, you do these things better, I think. And yeah, everything was a limit.
Today we have technology. We have more technology, you know? Thank you, Gabriela. And you, Leandra?
Yeah, I can agree more. I can agree more with what Gabriela, Paulo, and Antonio said. I think everyone here agrees. We need a limit. We need a limit, an ethical limit. I think I was thinking about, for example, if you're a social and someone say, do a bomb, like a big bomb that can kill a lot of person. What is your responsibility? Not just the government or the industry that ask you to make this search, but how is our responsibilities as searchers when we are talking? Because when you say about the health field, we we can think about a lot of things that can be hurtful, but other fields also have things that need be thinking. For example, in politicals, when they use Facebook as the big factors is a personality test, and to change the opinions and change the elections of United States. You know, for example, we have political and social questions that really affect lives, and we need to think what is the responsibility of the searchers, the people who are studying these things, because we need to be responsibility. We need to be like, if you are doing some new thing, like a new art, a new bomb, and this hurts a lot of people, it's also your responsibility, was a search that developed this. I think it is a question that we need to think.
Perfect. It's my word. Thank you, Leandra. So, hello, guys. Welcome back. Guys, I brought you a text, a poem here. I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay, I'm gonna read this poem for you. I'm sorry for the mistakes. I'm gonna have mistakes like pronunciation. So don't worry. Just let's read the question. The questions. No, I'm sorry. The poem. And so let me share my screen. Can you see, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the poem here.
Yes.
And so let's start. I was little Albert, 9 months old in the famous film, in a white cotton nightie on a lab table sitting upright facing a camera. Remember me? Sure, you do. First, you saw that I was a curious baby. You saw that I blinked and stared with all the intensity of an infant brain, eager to suck into its galaxy of neurons all of this world. You saw that. I was you. You saw that I was a fearless baby. You saw that I was not frightened of a burning newspaper held before me at an alarming close range. Thought indeed my rapt faint face expressed the classic wariness of our species. Next, you saw that I was not frightened of a frisky monkey darting close about me on a leash. You saw that I was not frightened by a large dog brought close to me, nor by a quivering rabbit, nor a small white rat, nor even a Santa Claus mask worn by a menacing male figure clad in white shoved close to my infant face. You saw that I was attracted to the small white rat. You saw that I reached out to touch the small white rat. And as I reached for the small white rat, behind my head came an explosion of noise. The shock of it sent me sprawling, cringing face contorted in terror, mouth on a perfect O of anguish, howling as the experimenter John Watson struck a metal pipe with a hammer. What a shock! How terror rushed through me. How desperately I crawled to escape, almost toppling off the edge of the table, except that Doubt's hands restrained me. Children naturally fear loud noises. Children naturally fear surprises. Children naturally fear the unknown. Children can be taught to fear the known. The second experiment was 1 month later. No escape for me, for I was a little Albert. Grim as a little gargoyle in a white cotton nightie, able to sit upright, thought no very distressful. No joy in my little body, as again a small white rat was introduced to me. You saw how this time I shrank away. How this time there was terror in my face. How this time I did not reach with infant eagerness for the small white rat. For I would learn to fear and hate this small white rat. And again, you saw how the very presence of the small white rat precipitated a deafening clamor as John Watson another time struck a metal pipe with a hammer again, and again behind my head for who was there to stop him. In this way, established on film how baseless, Fear can be instilled in a subject where fear had not previously existed, and how memory of this baseless fear will endure contained in the oh my gosh, I don't know how can I say this word, I don't know, brand. I'm sorry, guys. How I cried and cried, as if I would know that my mother had received but $1 for the use of me in John Watson's psych lab, in the experiment that would destroy me and make John Watson famous. For the alchemy of my brain, my fear of a small white rat had become generalized, and now, as Watson ably demonstrated, I fear the monkey, the dog, the rabbit, equally thought each was accompanied by a clanging hammer. Now I fear the menacing figure in the Santa Claus mask, as if understanding that Santa Claus was my tormentor. Cried and cried and could not be consoled. Even a woman's fur coat terrified me, for how could I trust softness? Sudden movement sounds behind my head, the unexpected. Classic Pavlovian conditioning, bedrock of behavior psychology. Brilliant pioneer John Watson. You are wondering, did John Watson decondition me? No, he did not. Did another experimental psychology decondition me? No, he did not. Ask me what was the reminder of my life. Ask me, did I adjust to life after the infamous experiment? Ask me, did I overcome my terror of animals? The answer is not known for. It's not known for. I died for hydrocephalus at age 6. All this was long ago. Things are different now. John Watson would be not allowed to terrorize little Albert in his famous experiment now. Ours in an ethical wage. Or was it all a bad dream? Were you deceived? You were little Albert. You were conditioned to fear and hate. You were conditioned to thirst from what you were meant to love. You were the victim. You were the experiment subject. You were little Albert, who died young. Guys, it's a big poem, you know. I'm sorry one more time for the mistakes, but I'm here a little bit nervous. Not a little bit, I'm completely nervous. So let me stop sharing. So guys, please, if you can read this poem again with calm. I don't have time to, but
you time my mind. This topic is very complicated to speak aloud.
Oh my gosh. Did you like it? How was the conversation for you, Fern?
It's very strange. People, it's very square about the experiment. The people, whoa, a little baby. It's all the time, the people perform something about like this. I remember the thing about the older Union Soviética. Unlike Soviet, the people were performing some terrible thing about like this.
So
the intention, the guys is fix the phobia in baby, né?
yeah.
Oh my God.
It's hard, it's sad. Thank you, Fern. Thank you so much for coming. Michelle, how was the conversation for you?
It was so interesting. We tried to talk about it's a little bit hard, but I think we share thoughts, and I think it's important, this kind of a subject, because we needed to be out of our comfort zone. It's good.
Oh, thank you. Leticia, and you, girl, how was?
Yeah, I totally agree with Michelle. It's very interesting. I didn't know the Little Albert experiment. And I think it's very important to try to talk in English about this kind of subject because it's very hard. So thank you so much. I really enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. And Christina, and you? Did you like it?
It was hard to talk with stock, but it was good. I like it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. Talita, long time, Talita. How was the conversation? Can you hear me, Talita? Oh, I don't think so. Aline, and you?
So this topic is very hard to talk because I didn't even the experiment of this baby, but I think it's a very interesting subject, and after this conversation I will search more information about that because it's a very crazy, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
This subject.
Do that, please. Read about the experiment. You can watch videos too. It's so interesting to think and to see things about that. Thank you, Aline. Pedro, how was the conversation, Pedro?
I think it was very hard, but it's very great. I learned a lot of things about the experiment, and I improved my English
Oh, it's
a
what's
little.
it matter. Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you.
Let's see, Emanuele, and you?
In my group, we think the subject was kind difficult, so we didn't stuck so much in the questions, but I think it's necessary to think about science in this way because sometimes have a limit. And as Aline said, I think it's interesting because I want to search more about this now.
Perfect, thank you. And Osnir, and you?
Hi, and to me, it's a hard subject because I am a beginner in conversation, but will be interesting.
Thank you. And so, guys, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much. It was so hard for me today. I was saying here in the main room that I'm learning English as everyone here. That's why I make a lot of mistakes. So I'm sorry if I could not explain you so much what was this experiment. I'm sorry for something, but I think that today was one of the best day here for me on TNT. I could learn a lot. I could learn a lot with you guys, with Gabriela, Leandra, Antonia, let me see, Pedro, the people that were here in my group. And I'm sure that everybody here could learn a lot about in your small rooms. And Pedro, I would like to say thank you too for for being here today with me. I promise you, I bring a lot of easy subjects. I talk about books, movies. So, but today I decided to bring this hard topic. But next week it will be an easier topic. I promise you guys. To relax a little bit. And Pedro, did you like it? How was your experience? Oh my gosh. Paulo, I'm sorry. I was looking at Pedro. I'm sorry. Paulo, you.
Don't worry. It was really good, really interesting subject, really good class. Thank you for this opportunity. And yeah, I'd like to come here more days.
Oh, thank you. Come back more times. And guys, I sent a link here on the chat. It's a video in Portuguese. I recommend you to watch that. It will explain you better what was this experiment, how sad was that. And I think that's it, guys. We don't have more time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for you next week, all of you. And thank you, Gabriela, Leandra, Fern, Osmir, Thalita, Aline, Antônia, Paulo, Letícia, Pedro, Michelle, Christina, and Emanuele. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.